Hello Wolfgang Reforesters, welcome to the summer 2021 update on how your forest is growing. So these are trees we planted back in springtime in March and April. We planted a dozen different species, and at the time of planting they were all knee high to hip high. So the tallest 3 months ago would have been 3 foot. And you can see here they're doing fantastic. This one's already 5 foot high. So your forest is growing phenomenally well. We've 4,000 trees planted now. They're from earlier this year, they're shooting up. Now, one of the questions we get asked most frequently is, why do you plant the trees so close together? Okay, the traditional way of planting trees is to give them an awful lot more space and make them more isolated. And the answer is simple. Simple, they grow much faster. So we're surrounded here by our 2019 vintage. This is so these trees were planted 2 years ago. When we planted, at most they were hip high. We can see now the tallest of them is almost 10 foot. So these species of tree are supposed to go in their best year 2.5 to 3 foot. We've 6 foot in 2 years growth. So I'm 6 foot tall. I'm going to try and put this above my head without injuring myself. Whoop. Just to give you a sense of how tall they are. Magic stuff. So there's 2 reasons we plant them so close together. Number one is they grow faster. So then the trees get all the benefits of undersoil cooperation, oversoil competition. And this means they're sequestering more carbon, much richer for biodiversity. So growing faster is reason number one we plant them so closely together. But number two is we need the trees to be really robust against extreme weather events. So we're in a heat wave right now. There's an orange weather warning for heat for the first time ever in Ireland. And because these trees are so close together, they've created their own microclimate and they can keep each other cool. So that's really important for their survival. If they were isolated, they'd be more likely to get parched. The other side of the extreme weather events is storms and wind. So you can imagine if there was a storm blowing down this valley, because the trees are so close together, they've strength in numbers and they're barricading each other from the wind. Again, if they were isolated, they'd be a bit more vulnerable. So they're the reasons. This is Ireland's first Miyawaki method. We're using the principles of the Miyawaki method, which is all about planting close together to turbocharge the growth. So the hills of South Wicklow have been deforested for hundreds and hundreds of years. This land was all oak woods at one time. So now I'm delighted to say, for the first time in centuries, it's actually been reforested. The great oak woods of Shalala are getting larger rather than smaller. So thanks very much for your support of Wolfgang Reforest, and please encourage your friends and your family to get involved too. Bye bye.